Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and today we'll be talking about digital ally. We're also going to talk about a little about Dogecoin. We understand that Dogecoin exploded to 68 cents, and I sold my Dogecoin when I made my money back at 42 cents because of some pretty bird in my ear. We won't get into that person, but nonetheless, I have a friend who invested, I believe, $20 off of Dogecoin. And I'm pretty sure this morning they're around $250. Just think, a $20 investment in a couple of months landed this person over $150. And for some people, they became instant Dogecoin millionaires. But anyway, back to Digital Ally. I know that's the hot news, but back to Digital Ally. I believe that Digital Ally can be just as profitable, just as notable as Axon, A-X-X-O-N. Axon is the company that supply majority of police officers with their body cams and also other surveillance equipment. So we're going to get into that. We're going to break it down and see how you can make some money off this particular stock as well. All right, so let's look into this particular stock today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look into this stock today. Now, Digital Ally for the past year has been up 115% roughly. The past 3 months, down 33%. The past month, almost 6%. The past week, 5.3%. And then today, they're absolutely down, unfortunately. But nonetheless, it's a great time to invest, okay? It's a great time to invest. I believe that this, over the course of time, that this stock will do very, very well. Digital Ally engages in the design, manufacture, and sale of digital audio, video recording, and speed detection devices. Its products include in-car camera systems, body-worn cameras, mirrored in-car and vehicle video systems, and portable surveillance systems. The company was founded on December 13th, 2020, and is headquartered in Lexington, Kansas. The listed name for DGLY's Digital Ally. They have 86 employees. The CEO is Stanton E. Ross. Okay, and let's look at anything else. Is industrial hardware. If we look at the quarterly projections and earnings, we see that on Q3 of fiscal year 20, they were up pretty good. And then on Q4, they have made a significant drop, okay? Because in between these two spaces is a lot of percentages that have been lost over the course of time. So anytime I see that, I would like to do a cost-based analysis and the reasons behind why they lost so much profit. Okay, I'm seeing Sundial Growers, which is marijuana stock, Genius Brand, electric vehicles. I'm not seeing Exxon. Okay, I'm not seeing their competitor. So what I think I'll do is I'll just open up another tab here if you bear with me. Go over to Robinhood, and we're going to type in this other stock that I think I haven't watched for quite some time, but it's been doing pretty good. Okay. And this is their competitor, believe it or not. Let's see here. Axon, A-X-O-N. Let's look at this particular stock. So Axon is a little more profitable, and I believe that this stock is, it still has room to grow. If you want to get in a high price point, here's a stock for you. So this is Axon. And this stock today is up only 0.5%. Over the past 5 years, the stock has rose 685%. The past year, 110. The past 3 months has been down almost 20%. The past month, 3%. The past week, 8%. And today, again, they're up almost, they're up over 0.5%. Now, this is a much bigger company than Digital Ally, but they deal in the same realm, and this is their competitors, okay? Now, it says here that they engage in the development, manufacture, and sale of conducted electrical weapons. I learned about this company when I was doing taser training, okay? When I was doing taser training, when I was in the military for riot control. It says that the weapons for personal defense, it operates through the taser weapons and software and sensor segments. The taser weapons segment sells conducted electrical weapons, accessories, and other related products and services. The software and sensor segment includes devices, wearables, application, cloud, and mobile products. Now, the one thing they're are missing out on Axon is their body cameras, okay? They're huge in body cameras, okay? That's the one thing that on Robinhood in the description that they have not mentioned yet. But I'll go over really, really quickly for educational purposes to let you know. This is Axon's body cameras. And a lot of police around the nation has large contracts with Axon with their body cameras, okay? Now, if you guys don't know some of the basics of the first body cams, some of the first body cams is where cameras, when a police officer steps outside their vehicle, they have to press a little button on top of their camera to start recording. But another case is when a police officer stops the body cam and then starts the body cam again, 2 minutes prior of the camera being off, it actually is recording, okay? It's actually recording. So what occurs is if a cop comes out of his vehicle and he doesn't start his body cam, then he saw his body cam, let's say 3 or 4 minutes later, that body cam pre-recorded 2 minutes prior to the police officer pressing the button. It's kind of like if you take a picture with a Apple phone and you see the movement prior to you snapping the previous movement, it's very similar to that technology in a sense. It's kind of. So that is the technology we're talking about. So Axon is that large company that everybody essentially knows, that if you're into body cameras, security guards, police officers, law enforcement, etc., and they have large contracts. But until Digital Ally came on the scene, and Digital Ally has been on the scene for 20 years, they're trying to essentially get into the surveillance and even the shop cams. And a shop cam is a camera inside of a police vehicle that they're actually, it's kind of like your dash cam. They call it a shop cam, okay? They look at their police vehicles as an office because it has the computers and cameras and weapons and gear and et cetera. That's their mobile office, so they call it a shop, okay? So just learning about some of this technology, we have to think about the profitability of these particular stocks, okay? And here's that Axon camera again. But what I want to show you is the potential that Digital Ally may have. As we see that Axon, I keep saying Axon, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced differently, is worth $143.72. Now, when I look at Digital Ally is coming in at only $1.84. But as we can tell from the description here, it deals in what? In-car camera system, body-worn camera, mirrored in-car, and vehicle video systems. So there's a lot of potential for this stock to absolutely grow. There's a lot of potential for this stock to absolutely grow. Let's move on. Now, here we are on Market Watch, and they have a buy rating of 1, but this is only one analyst, okay? Because if we can see the past performance history, the past month, they've been up only 1.37%. The past 3 months, down 28%. But for the year, it's been up 112%. They've been doing pretty good. Let's look at the headline news that they may have down here. Digital Ally, Simtrex, and gun stocks power higher as social unrest fuels investor interest. See, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't really matter what goes on in the world, whether it be a George Floyd protest, there's money to be made, okay? I know a lot of us would like to be attached and moved and emotionally involved in some case, and that's fine. Fight for, the rights and the things that you believe in. But I always encourage people during those times to be very level-headed and simple-minded and invest money And sometimes money is looking at you in your face, right? I was looking at all the police officers out there in their riot gear, and I saw the regular beat cops, the patrol cops with their body cameras on. And I was like, money. Who is the company who is supplying these officers with all of these body cams? Because until Obama came out with this, not too many police precincts and districts, states and counties, etc., didn't have body cams. And he pushed that narrative. So him pushing that narrative actually started a lot of companies who were not in the limelight to really start generating revenue from all the contracts from all these police unions, police districts, police precincts, etc. So when we look at these things, Axon is the big boys on the block. So who are their competitors? Digital Ally. Because when we look at Digital Ally, they don't only do body cameras, but they do in-car cameras, and they also do surveillance systems. So again, I want you guys to be thinking about the future. It's kind of like the guy going back to Dogecoin. He invested $1,000 in Dogecoin 3 years ago. That $1,000 3 years ago today has landed him $240,000. $1,000 investment landed him $240,000. It's kind of similar to my friend who invested $20 in Dogecoin and is now up over $150 of Dogecoin. So this is the power of investing that I'm telling you guys, that you have to have patience. I want to keep giving you guys examples. I keep want to give you guys scenarios so you understand when you ask me, hey, where should I put my $100? Where should I put my $1,000? Because you're thinking about a quick return. You may be lucky every now and again, but most people, when you keep your money in certain investments over the course of time, that is when you start gaining a profit. Okay, well, let's move on. Let's move on. All right, let's see what Zach says about Digital Ally. I'm really not seeing anything on Zach. It looks like they don't really have any information at all. But as we can tell here, the 52-week low was less than $1 at 74 cents. You see that? So that's within a year's time frame. Think about this, and I always just run this very quick scenario in your head. If you would have invested in Digital Ally a year ago, you would have made, essentially, because the 52-week high was $7.10. You would have made about $6.30, $6.40 of your investment back. But now we understand that Digital Ally, I haven't done the research with this particular part about what occurred to make their 52-week high from $7 drop down to a whopping $1.95. And then the current price today is $1.85. But again, I want to stress to you the power of investing, that essentially when you hear bad news about a stock, and let's take, for instance, Apple, Facebook, those FANG stocks, okay? If you bought in at a low price point and you hear news, damaging news, most likely, like I did with my Plug Power, I sold all of my stocks. With my NEO, I sold all of my stocks, took the profit, and then bought back into the stock. But there is a but, okay? And with this but, what you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you buy in NEO at $3 and you did what I did and you sold all of your stocks and then you bought in at $35, did you really gain or did you really lose out? You really lost out, in my opinion. So I want to really show you my portfolio very quickly so you guys understand exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So let's look at NEO, okay, very, very quickly as an example. So I told people, I believe it was around $3. Here we go, around this era here, $3. I told people to invest in NEO. And some people did, some people didn't. And then NEO shot up to $62. We're rounding up, $62. And around like 58, I sold. Okay, I sold around 58. And then I bought back in around 35. Okay, I bought back in around 35. But I can never get those profit back unless NEO does what? unless NEO drops back down to $3 and I buy in with the same amount of shares or more shares, and then it goes back up to $58 where I sold it at. So again, we have to look at the certain price point of the shavings of profits you might have taken versus the potential for gain over the course of time. Very, very important. You have to be very cognizant of that, okay? So let's look at it one more time. And as we're looking at this, NEO has been doing very, very well, okay? Now, when it comes to my total return, I've only made 24, 25 bucks at 1%, okay? Now, I've lost out on some money on an option call. Let me show you one more stock that I sold and is not doing well at all. I'm actually down $52, is Plug Power. Okay, I still have roughly 134, 135 shares, but nonetheless, I'm down 1.49%. Now, with that being said, let's move over to Dogecoin. I'm very sad at heart, but again, I didn't lose any money, but I sure didn't make the money I wanted to make. Originally, I made around $1,500 with my first investment, Dogecoin. If I would have kept that money inside of it, I thought it was going to crash. I thought Elon Musk was going to leave this stock alone, but he didn't. And a lot of memes have been out again about Elon Musk and Tesla. And there's a lot of theories going around. I think the people behind Dogecoin want Dogecoin to be essentially at $1. It wants Dogecoin to compete with Ripple. Okay, it wants to compete with Ripple. Ripple has been fluctuating. Ripple almost reached $2 a share. Okay, and Ripple, also known as XRP, reached almost $2 a share. Then it dropped down to around $1.13 and jumped back up to $1.60. So there was money to be bought with Ripple. But for you guys who probably want to track Dogecoin, buy it on the dip. Right now, it's spiking high, and no one knows where it's going to really peak at before it drops back down, because it will drop back down. Right now, I'm hoping that it drops back down. I have to say hope because, again, we have all of these investors who are novice investors, intermediate investors, Mensa investors, expert investors who going in and out of Dogecoin. So the peak price of Dogecoin over the last 24 hours have been 68 cents. And think about those guys who bought Dogecoin at 5 cents. Think about those guys who bought Ripple at 5 cents, okay? They became almost instant millionaires when these cryptocurrencies, these penny cryptocurrencies actually rose up. So if you want to keep track of Dogecoin, do what I've done. And that's essentially going over to the Reddit group, r/Doge, okay, r/Doge. And I follow this. I am a follower of this particular, and I look at I look at all the relevant news, all the relevant information about Dogecoin. And sometimes they give hints. Sometimes they get information about where they want to push this particular cryptocurrency. Okay, they have right here Dogecoin daily discussion. They have even Jeff Bezos on here again, advertising Dogecoin. So they're using very popular people to push this. Like even silly little memes like this one right here. While Dogecoin is the most stable cryptocurrency, it's talking about Bitcoin, flat 2D object, easily falls over, whereas the Dogecoin is a dog and it's much stable because it's on 4 legs, okay? Silly little things like that. People are boasting and posting about all the money they've made in Dogecoin. You will see snapshots, little memes here and there. When you saw 69 for a second meme, this person here, again, he's been holding Dogecoin for 3 years, $1,000 to $240,000. Again, we're talking about the power of investing, okay? So again, these are some good Reddit groups that you can absolutely involve yourself into to follow certain cryptocurrencies and other trending things, okay? So let me see what other messages I have here for you guys. Let's see here. Yeah, you may not, I'm not a big Reddit fan. I don't really like the platform, but the information is very, very relevant. Okay, the information is very, very relevant. Let's go to night mode here. I want to look at, let's see, you know, the Wall Street Bets groups. There we go. I'm also a member of this group too. as well as Satoshi cryptocurrencies. And you can just go on here and look at the daily discussions. You can look at, it says Scam Alert, Wall Street Bets, Telegram Crypto. You guys can go ahead and read all of this, okay? What about this one? 130 to 0, YOLO 20K on credit. They're giving all sorts of analogies and information. You just have to decipher this. And here's another stock they're probably dealing with. RKT either goes up tomorrow or they don't get my mortgage payment for the next few months. Win-win. You only live once. So all of this information is very pertinent. And sometimes you have to go through some of the most minuscule memes to actually get the information, okay? And Wall Street Bets, whether it be Dogecoin or Satoshi, these are all great sources for you guys to go over and look at, okay? I'm gonna look at, and so because it's Wall Street Bets and then Satoshi Street Bets is mostly dealing with cryptocurrencies, okay? Let me look here. I don't know why it's telling me to join here. I'm already a member of this particular group. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Okay. All right, here we go. So we have the daily discussion. They're talking about different cryptocurrencies here. Let's look through this. Will be county, must join the group, okay. Dogecoin market cap at $49 billion, ranked above Twitter and Ford. See, information like this is very pertinent. Dogecoin to $1 for S&L discussion. And as I'm looking at Dogecoin, what I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's actually going down from the time it was at 68 cents. Now it's at 66, okay, 65. And it's teetering and tottering. And so what I'm hoping for is that it at least drop down back to 42 cents. Because I have some money in my portfolio that I'm just waiting to invest. And I think that they're going to actually try to push to make Dogecoin up to $1. Because, you know, we Americans are fickle animals. We like to take jokes and make them serious. Because, again, this whole thing about Dogecoin started off as a joke, but it's an actual cryptocurrency, it's an actual altcoin that can be utilized in inside of the cryptocurrency markets with even as backing of blockchain technology. But we're taking this to a point where it's actually a viable cryptocurrency, just like we did with Ripple. Now, and I gave some information out the other day about how you guys can absolutely make money off of stellar lumens. I think that is one of the next cryptocurrencies, those cryptocurrencies that's under like $5 to absolutely explode. Just take it with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, learning every day. Thank you for moderating, kind sir. I do appreciate that. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Happy hump day. I'm out.